Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to game number 2 of this Best of 2 series. And, well, we're KG.Luminous versus Vici Gaming, but John, I gotta tell you, this night seems like it's going very quick. It's only 9 PM. We're only 3 hours in. And it feels like we're already halfway through the day. It just feels very, very fast. Unless John isn't there.
Oh, no, I'm an idiot. I left myself mute for Mike. I apologize, but it has been flying by quite fast, Mike. We've had at least two 16-minute callouts already, so it's been fairly quick. I mean, this is a quick patch, but those were extra quick games, And I'm interested to see if KG.L again change up their draft, because we see this every time. The Rubik comes out, they still pick the Morphling in, and they still go with the Morphling even if their draft doesn't really feel like it benefits with it. So I'm curious to see if they change it up. I feel like it's, as you said a while ago, it's very likely they're just going to go to the Slark this time. As we've seen them play a couple of times now in both series, I think that was the pattern. And both series were draws. So I wouldn't be sure. Oh, no, they changed it up a bit. I don't recall them playing the axe before. But there's the Slark. There you go.
Yeah.
Right. So
very
exactly
obvious.
on point.
Yeah.
Slark is there. The axe is an interesting pickup for KG.L, though. We have not seen it in this patch yet. And it didn't get changed too much. The only change was to call. Berserker's Call armor dropped by 10. But remember, armor calculation changed for damage reduction as well. So that 10 points off from 40 to 30 bonus armor in that call actually comes down to no change in practical use.
Yeah, so overall there's really nothing that changed about Axe. He's the exact same hero. Yeah.
Exactly the same.
Here's my concern for KG, right? Like, we predicted the Slark pretty easily to come out. Because like we said, that's what they tend to do. They go Morphling, doesn't work, they go Slark straight after. Vici Gaming, I'm sure, are very well aware that that's also probably what was going to happen. And it's a second pick, John. Like, it's not that hard to counter.
Exactly. It's sure the Slark is a bit harder to lock down now since hexes are dispellable, but there are still ways to deal with a Slark. You know what? I would actually like to see Vici Gaming going with a Morphling for themselves this game, Mike. Just because every time, we've seen it happen once, the Slark against Morphling. We've seen the Morphling gain and lose permanent pieces of Agi. I'd like to see that again because I find it a bit funny. But there are a lot of ways to deal with a Slark, and I feel like that Beastmaster is pretty good. I mean, the Slark was definitely picked with a Beastmaster in mind as well, because you can check where the Hawks are just by checking your passive once you're level 6, of course. And, okay, KG.L is really changing it up. That Warlock pickup we have not seen in this patch. And it did get changed slightly. So I'm interested to see how effective it is, because, it's a hero that's really kind of gone in and out of people's mind. They did change how the chains work, so it doesn't ignore units in fog anymore. And it could be a bit stronger, I suppose, in that sense, where in the laning phase you could chain a bit more people. During chase downs as well, you can chain someone who's running away, and if it's within range, it will bounce. But overall, the hero, again, has not received too many changes. In conjunction with the axe, I feel like it's good. You can sustain the axe in lane for a very long time. My concern for KG.L with this draft is that they kind of lack lockdown. They don't really have a way of keeping someone down outside of maybe Berserker's Call or the Golem drop. I guess the leash counts now as well, but most of those are, one of it's single target, the other one's a long cooldown, and the blink call it takes a while for the blink to come out, and the call is not the most reliable form of crowd control.
My one concern about this draft is it feels like it does take a bit of time for all these guys to come online. If you lose the lanes, as they did in the first game, I feel like it's going to be another 17-18 minute game. Like, the Warlock, it needs at least level 6 to be useful, and even then, you want levels for Fatal Bonds to be maxed out. The Axe as well, like, you're not really going to see anything coming out from the Axe until he has a Blink Dagger. Generally, they want to go for a Vanguard first. And the Slark, yeah, you get a couple Wraith Bands, yeah, you might find a kill in the lane if you're lucky, but until you go for that Shadow Blade, they also tend to not do much. If Vici Gaming just win out the lanes really hard again, John, and take that map control, I feel like it just could be the same story. I feel like it could even be worse.
Definitely. So again, KG.L's lineup does require a lot to get going. Not just items, but an EXP as well, right? The Warlock wants a fast level 6. The Axe wants fast levels as well. And now the Enigma as well, Mike. He wants his black hole up really fast. The Wombo combo is great. It's amazing. You chain everyone, Axe is going to spin for so much more. Like, his damage is going to be amplified from every unit being chained. The black hole is amplified by a lot. But again, how are all these heroes supposed to hit level 6 at a good timing?
Yeah, I'm really sad to say, like, look, this isn't 100%. Like, KG.Luminous could surprise the hell out of us right now, but that Enigma pick as well, it's so greedy. It looks like they may be running Axe as a support, potentially Enigma support, but I doubt that. It looks like an Axe support in this case, John, and I do feel like it's all too greedy. You see Vici Gaming as well, they pick up a lone druid. So a hero where once that Spirit Bear is at level 3, it starts rooting heroes up. He becomes a monster in the laning phase, he becomes a monster in the mid game and the late game. And the push potential they have with the Beastmaster and that lone druid, it's insane.
It really is insane. We've seen it time and time again when this hero comes out. It just does so much work, and it's actually pretty strong in the lane. You know, that the emphasis on the bear once again makes it really strong. You can contest heroes in the off lane you're matching up against, and it does so well. And I feel like it's going to be really good against the Slark as well. If he gets jumped, he just has that Savage Roar, have them run away. Same thing goes for the targets that Slark wants to go for, right? The Beastmaster is not the easiest target to bring down. The Brewmaster as well, it's not the easiest. The Skyrat Mage can cast Mystic Flare on himself if you're jumping him, so you will eat a lot of that damage as well. I don't see any real easy target outside of the Sky, who, if he gets decent XP, could deal some decent damage back to the Slark as well, Mike.
No, certainly. So, Vici Gaming, however, the last pick for them, just purely through drafting, it really does look like all lanes have already been won. Assuming they just do their thing, they'll probably easily win the lanes out with these heroes, honestly. Like, sure, you got the Enigma. Generally, they do win lanes quite hard, but I don't know. Against the Lone Druid, I haven't seen the matchup yet, John. I don't think you have either. It could just be a different story because, again, you have that Spirit Bear available that can just tank all those Eidolon hits and start bursting them down. Vici Gaming. Last pick up for them. 10 seconds of reserve time left.
Really ticking through that time there. They do pick up the Monkey King in the end. I feel like that's a very good pick here.
Yeah.
Again, it clears out the Enigma quite well, and it scales quite nicely. You don't need too much to get online, really. You just need some XP, maybe a couple of cheap items, and then you can buy all the space in the world for the Lone Druid to come online.
That's the thing, right? Like, you've got the Boundless Strike against the Black Hole from a range. Axe hates going up against Monkey King. Slark hates going up against Monkey King. It needs, like you said, it needs no items to really be useful early on. It's just such a smart pick from Vici Gaming. And KG.Luminous, how do they finish this off? I don't mind it.
I mean, it's all right. I like it against Monkey King, of course. It's really good. Sapping away his damage is great. And then he's just whacking for... He's using a wet noodle, basically, once you drain his damage out. The issue is, all these heroes are really XP greedy, Mike. Axe wants XP. Slark wants XP. Warlock wants XP. Enigma and Razor want XP. How are they all gonna find the XP they want? Someone's gonna have to get shafted. And if you have a Warlock who's way behind, doesn't have Golem up yet, he's gonna have minimal impact. If you have an axe, you can't come in and finish up people with a call, or even just have decent amount of levels in his spin, or or in his berserker's call. He's not going to be that much of an impact. I mean, who is going to take the hit in KG.L's lineup, Mike?
I'm going to go as far as, I mean, this look, I hope I'm wrong, and I hope you're wrong too. I hope KG.Luminous are going to really surprise us, but this definitely looks like an outdraft by Vici Gaming quite hard. I agree that they're just going to be XP starved the whole game. I'm not going to be shocked to see another sub 20-minute game, in all honesty. Vici Gaming, I would be very shocked if they can't win this game.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, the Razor pick in response to Monkey King is great, but the picks are all right. It just doesn't. It feels like with the pacing of the game now, and the emphasis on the laning phase, it just really asks for a bit too much from those lanes to really come online. Again, take a look at Vici Gaming's lineup. Sure, they have the LD, which is pretty greedy. The Skywrath Mage is very selfless as a support. The Beastmaster doesn't even need too much farm. We've seen him just outright win lanes with a boar. The Brewmaster as well. I mean, we've seen them have impact without the blink. They just go up with that, 80% crit chance when they turn it on and harass people out. And they don't need too much to get online. They have that utility built in. So I'm a bit concerned for KG.L. I do like their lineup. It's very exciting. Of course, the Enigma and the Warlock, a lot of big plays coming out. Mao Mao and that Razor should be able to suck a lot of damage from DY's Monkey King later on. But again, it's just a bit worrying just from the draft.
Yeah, I mean, certainly so. Like, I agree with your point. The entertainment factors there, like KG.Luminous, they've got a very entertaining draft to watch. It's got massive team fight, massive synergy if you can land everything. Our concern is that they might not even get to that point where they can use those abilities. But we'll see. I hope we're wrong. Xiaofu already copying a lot of damage from Paparazzi at that top lane. Of course, again, he is going to be up against that lone druid on that spirit bear. Not really going to care about the Eidolons too much. He's just going to take him out, get a bit of gold out of them.
Yeah, it's just going to get... If they're not careful with the micro on those Eidolons, of course, it's just going to make Paparazzi grow bigger much faster. And you can see they're already posturing quite well in that bounty rune. They're tossing out a lot of harass. Fade does not care for this level 1 battle hunt.
The battle begins.
It'll be 3 bounty runes going to the way of Vici Gaming. Yang, of course, on that Beastmaster again. He had a fantastic game last time around. They give him the hero a second time. Looks like DY will actually be on the position for Monkey King, which is very interesting.
I think that's a really good move because you see that specific counter pick in Razor, but it's not going to be a core at all, and you can give, you kind of waste a pick for a support in this case.
No gold for you.
Well, he will end up rotating down bot. Of course, he did go level 1 Primal Spring, so he won't be able to start stacking up that Jingu Mastery. Though top lane, you look at Fade, harassing the hell out of Zhao Fu. All those Eidolons get taken by the side of Vici Gaming. So Fade and Paparazzi again, they're just not afraid to initiate. Though Protoss, you've got to be a bit afraid of that axe. Like, sure, it's just a battle hunger right now, but he can dish out a lot of damage if you're not too careful. And the Eidolons, they will come out again, but you already see Paparazzi going for them, and Zhao Fu going to have to be very on point with those.
Again, as time goes on, if you're not careful with those Eidolons, you're basically just feeding Paparazzi extra creeps to farm up with. So, Xiaofu will have to watch out. Protoss does need level 2, I feel, until he starts to get really effective in harass. Probably even level 3, that's when you can really take control of this lane as the axe, but if you give too much space to the, to the lone druid, it might not even matter.
Erika not having too bad of a time at bot lane, although he's pretty significantly behind Yang. Currently 5 last hits behind, in fact, make that 6. Again, this Beastmaster with those balls, like he just seems to be so comfortable in the laning stage now.
He definitely is. I think this also comes down to
Top lane, John.
the...
Xiaofu, he's getting jumped on right now. Fade, he might go for the body blocks here, and he does. The bear now body blocking instead, and Xiaofu is dead.
First blood. Thanks and have fun.
Nice clean kill for Paparazzi. Again, just one little overextension and Lone Druid can just pump in so much damage. That level 1 bear, people seem to have forgotten how potent it is. It does a lot of work.
DY apparently finds Mal in the mid lane. He did have a double damage rune. I was really not expecting that rotation, but he gets a double damage, goes down mid. And with that, he doesn't even have the Jingu Mastery yet. He literally just needed the Primal Spring and the Boundless Strike to get that work done. So that mid lane now is going to be at a bit of a deficit. And now they find the Radiant Courier as well, DY. Able to find some more off this map.
Yeah, he's been really effective in this Monkey King. That Courier is going to be costing them, as I believe it carried some of Mau Mau's items. So that mid lane is just going to get a bit rougher for him. He's already... I mean, he's doing okay in terms of last hits. 10-5 compared to Ori's 11-4. But you really want to dominate a bit more. Although it is a Skyrat mage, he doesn't care for your static link. He will be able to harass back with just, you know, with Arcane Bolt and Concussive Shot. It's going to be a bit hard to really force a Sky to feel uncomfy.
Yeah, certainly so. It does look like he will just continue farming comfortably for the moment. Can't really say the same for bot lane. Like Yang, he's having a great old time again. Erica trying to keep up the best he can though. Top lane, Protoss. Force the TP back to the fountain. Just every time Fade hits that E button and just runs in, you just kind of got to run out because that crit damage is so high even though he is playing a support Brewmaster. And more so that when Paparazzi gets in there with the Spirit Bear and his own right clicks, it's just... You can't sustain that. It's just way too much damage.
It really is. Again, we've seen this time and time again with the Brewmasters. The emphasis is definitely on Drunken Brawler and Thunderclap. No emphasis at all on Cinderbrew, which is fair enough. There's nothing really that plays up to that refreshing burn here from VG. And, you know, it's just the power of the Brewmaster with that rework. It's a fairly low cooldown, 20 seconds, 5 seconds uptime. So you will be critting people very often.
Yeah, well, Mau mid lane ended up going down as well. Again, we saw the rotation in from DY on that Monkey King. Top lane, Fade is currently chasing down Xiaofu. Again, they will get themselves a bunch of Eidolons, and Fade will just salve himself up and go straight for the bounty runes, although he may be in trouble now. Protoss, he does have a call available, but he was a bit too far away. Courier will just fly past him as well. But 0-3, the mid-Razor matchup really not working out for them at all. Now, bot lane, looks like Yang will go on to Erica, and DY will be there. Balance Strike's available, and Erica's dead.
There's really not too much Warlock can do there. I mean, he throws Shadow Ward out, and that's it. You know, that's the issue with laning Warlock now. He just does not offer too much anymore.
Like, he threw out that heal, and it just felt like it did nothing, honestly. That is the level 2 Shadow Word, and it's not that effective. Like, unless you get to safety, yeah, sure, he can heal you up by like half your HP, but not if you're in the middle of a team fight. Now Fade might just go into Protoss with Paparazzi. Protoss was moving forward. He does go for the call, but I think he just might be dead. They will Manifest the Spirit Bear, and that should save him.
Yeah, nice save from Xiaofu. Protoss on this axe is really trying hard to apply the pressure, but every time he goes in for a trade, he ends up losing way too much HP compared to the Lone Druid. It just doesn't work out well when you're actually trading with a bear.
Certainly not. Another lane, we haven't talked about mid lane too much at all, John, but Mau is now relegated to farming jungle creeps. Ori is, I mean, he's almost level 7. Mau is, he's halfway to level 7, but it feels like Ori's level 6 does mean a lot more than the Razor's does. Of course, that Mystic Flare, it does a lot of damage, especially if you can catch someone like the Razor out. And most of all, those Arcane Bolts are just really infuriating to play against, and Mau is going to die. He went for the Link play, and he does salve up and wastes it.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Ori is just dominating this Razor right now, and he doesn't even have a level in Mystic Flare Mite.
Look at top lane, John. They're going on to Protoss. They were trying to get Xiao, but instead Ray comes in to try and help out. But this is a Warlock. I don't know how much he can get done. He gets rooted and he goes down. Can they get Paparazzi? They do end up getting Fade. That's a nice pickup for the side of KG.L. They need a bit more, but now Ori is here and Xiaofu's going to die. Protoss still chasing Paparazzi, but that Spirit Bear keeps hitting him. And he is dead. Yeah, he's dead. That Arcane Bolt's going to follow him, and he's gone.
8-1, 7 minutes in, just about 8 minutes in, 5k net for lead for VG. Every single lane, I have to say, has been won by VG.
Oh.
Like, no two ways about it. And it just gets a bit hard for KG to catch up here. Erica's trying to get the jump onto Yang, but has to pop the ultimate and doesn't get the kill.
Yeah, meanwhile, Ori apparently gets Mau Mau again mid lane. Now Ray's there for some reason, and Ray's going down as well, surely. Boundless Strike does come out from DY. He'll claim the kill for himself. Yeah, but the Slark bot lane, he was going onto Yang, and, well, it's like you said, he popped everything. And Yang just stood there and took it. Yang hasn't even gone for a level 1 Raw yet. He's level 7. He just doesn't care about it. He's going for the Inner Beast and the Max Boars. I guess he's just like, let's see how fast we can finish this game.
I mean, that's what? That's two heroes at level 6 that skipped their 6s. Lone Druid does not have his true form, which is kind of understandable. No Mystic Flare still on Ori. And yeah, Beastmaster with no Roar. That's some next level stuff right there, Mike.
Paparazzi was just going up against 2 heroes on his own. They did have to TP Mau Mau. Ori apparently gets Protoss mid lane. I can't believe he's that far forward at this point. It's not just about
Ori being far forward. It's also how far behind the axe is. Level 4 is still at 9 minutes in. Not a healthy outlook for support axe.
Paparazzi again, having got Mau Mau. Xiaofu looks like he was trying to get in there to stun, but now Ori's there onto Protoss again. He just respawned Protoss. He'll survive for the moment. Paparazzi keeps going. Protoss probably going to die here. Black Hole not available. He's still only level 5. They will find 2 kills on Ori. That was Protoss and Mau Mau going down, and now Xiaofu will probably go down as well. Boundless Strike from the side. Paparazzi picks up that kill. And, I mean, if you want to know the state of the game for KG.L right now, we talked about how they would be XP starved. Xiaofu's level 5. Paparazzi's level 8.
Yeah, it's a hard time for KG.L. At the very least, there's Slark and Razor are level 7, although I honestly haven't felt the impact.
Yang. Let's get jumped on. They missed the pounce though. And he doesn't have a TP. Oh no, he does have a TP available. Alrighty then.
How much time was that wasted from KG.L? They rotate 4 heroes down to try to secure that kill on the Beastmaster.
Xiaofu's dead
Just
mid
not in
lane.
time.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
VG Gaming are giving nothing. They are giving nothing. They are being absolutely ruthless throughout this game. And now they're going to find another. Mau Mau, he moves forward on that Razor. This could be a bait, but the call was too late and hit nobody anyway. Primal Split comes out. Look at the Arcane Bolts flying out, John. They're going to find the axe again. Protoss, he's trying to make a run for it. Meanwhile, they have found the Warlock, and looks like Ray will end up falling. Protoss does manage to get away with his life, but John, Paparazzi's going for the T3 tower now.
All these team fights, and they're still... All these team fights they're losing, and the objectives they're losing for KG.L is... You know, it's not a good outlook, Mike. Now you have Xiaofu rooted up, and he's just dead.
This is under his tier 4 towers, John. We're 11 minutes in. They may get the Spirit Bear if he doesn't want to use the put it on cooldown, and they do. He gives them 300 gold.
Yeah, that's a bit of a handout from Paparazzi, I guess.
1 to 18. 13k net worth lead for Vici Gaming.
It's not a good outlook. Again, KG.L's lineup did want to come online a bit early with that Slark. He wants to snowball.
Oh,
He's missed his window.
Mau Mau, like he's not doing anything wrong, John. He's trying to find some farm. But they can't get any wards down, so there's no safe spaces for him to farm, and every time he moves up a hill, Vici Gaming are waiting there. Now Protoss might die. They're going to dive his tier 3s. No, they don't even need to. Look at Ori. He's going for an Aghanim Scepter rush. Jiaofu?
I mean,
Jiaofu black holes, but he's gonna die while black holing, John.
what is that? Do you see this build in Paparazzi?
It happened again.
I haven't seen this, Mike. It's Crystallis Lone Druid with face boots. They tap out. 12 minutes. Mike, 12 minutes.
What do you want him to do? What do you want?
God.
Do you want to wait till the ancient
No.
goes down? Like,
No, God, no. But Jesus Christ, that was brutal. 1 to 22. At least give us 3 kills next time, KG.L.
yeah, but John, look, it was really obvious when you saw the draft that this was gonna happen.
That was what we were saying. I didn't think it would be this bad. I'll be frank with you, Mike. I expected maybe 16 minutes again. Maybe a few more kills on the board for KG.L and a few signs of life, but 1 to 22. 1 to 22 at 12 minutes. The net worth lead is higher than the amount of time we've spent, Mike. 1240. Net worth lead is 16. 16k at 12 minutes. That's more than 1k gain for VG per minute. I mean, that was superb play from VG, but I have to say, KG.L, they've got to shake it up. There's still a lot of games left for them in the group stages. They need to rework how they think about the draft. I think what really caught them off guard was that last pick, Monkey King. They expected it to be Core Mike. And they expend their last pick on a Razor, which did nothing for them. For a support Monkey.
The potential for KG.L's there. Like, the team is fine. The playstyle is not bad at all, but I really do think it's just this draft. Like, over and over again. Like, if we as the casters can predict the draft that easily, like, if I can say it's going to be Morphling and Slark, and John, I'm not exactly a smart guy. It's, you know what I mean? Like, Vici Gaming, they're going to know exactly what you're doing. These guys are pretty darn good. They're definitely one of the favorites to win the DPL. I mean, obviously, you still got LGD and Newbie there, but they're definitely one of the, you would say, top 4 teams that are participating in the DPL. Nevertheless, though, again, KG.L, plenty of games to go on the group stage, plenty of chances to come back. We'll see how they go. We won't talk about this anymore. Though, John, we do have a nice matchup coming up. We've had early games all day, but Newbie versus LGD. That's a big one.
That's going to be
two Tier 1 teams, John. It's a big one.
Absolute treat, Mike. And it's going to be an hour early. I mean, they're scheduled for 1 hour, 5 minutes after, but we'll see how early we start, of course. I mean, what can I say? That was a bloodbath, and that's all. That's the last thing I have to say about that set of series, Mike. On to the next one.
Yeah. Well, Newbie versus LGD coming up soon, ladies and gentlemen. Please stick around. We hope you're enjoying. We hope that was entertaining at the very least. Like, I know they're short games, but, you know, if you're having a laugh or you're smiling, at least that makes it worthwhile, I guess, right? Anyway.
Absolutely, Mike.
Anyway, John, in regards to the schedule, because John is correct, we are an hour early for the next game. I'll give you guys an update as to whether they're going to stick to the schedule or whether they're going to start early. It is really all based on whether LGD and Newbie are ready, or whether they have other games, or whether they're practicing, or whether they're playing a pub. Maybe they want to eat food. It doesn't really matter. You know, as far as the rules go, they can just stick to the schedule if they really want to. So I'll try and keep you guys updated on that as soon as I have word on what's going on. But do please stick around with us. And yeah, I'll give you an update very soon if it is going to be a late start. But we'll be right back.